Can I change the column name? No. Okay. Can I change the data type in the column? Can I give the constraint? Then while removing a column, which are the things I need to keep in my mind before removing any column? If it is having any constraint, then first we need to remove the constraint and then we can remove column. Okay, great. Next, we will see. Let me open my SQL Server Management Studio. I think it's time to throw out this laptop. Okay. So today we will learn how we can create the temporary tables. Okay. Like in the last class, I had given you the definition or introduction of temporary tables. So what are the temporary tables? Temporary tables are the temporary storage units to store and transform data from the source before it is moved to the destination or displayed on the application. Okay. Suppose I'm extracting data for last financial year, total profit data from last financial year from the cloud platform. Okay. So after extracting that data, instead of directly displaying that data in a Power BI or directly displaying that data in some other platform where everybody can access, what will I do? I will store that data in a temporary storage first. After storing that data in the temporary storage, I will check whether whatever the data that I have imported, is it correct or wrong. I will check all the dates. If there is any discrepancy in the data, like suppose if I wanted to retrieve the data from 1st Jan 2024 to 31st December 2024. But my mistakenly, if I have imported from 1st Feb till 30 November, I don't know, right? So that's why before moving to the data to the original destination or displayed on some other application, I will first store that data in a temporary storage so that I can cross verify first that the data that I imported, is it correct or is it wrong. Okay. And even I can clean the data by storing in a temporary storage. I will remove as much possible as all the null values. I will try to maintain the data integrity and all those things. And once I did that, once I become confident that okay, now I can display that data on the application, then I will move that data from temporary storage to the application. Got it? Then the temp tables are created in the temp TB. Now, if you open our SQL server, then you can see if I expanded my databases, then in the system databases, we will be having temp DB there. Okay, if I expanded my system database, in the system database, can you see this temp DB? Yeah, in the temp DB, here my temporary data will be stored in this temp DB. Okay, so in MCQs, in technical exams, they might ask you where the temporary storage are getting, temporary tables are getting stored. So these are getting stored in a system defined database temp DB. Okay, what are the advantages? The source and destination table have complete availability specific to the creator. That means if I am importing the data from the cloud platform and if I am storing in that temporary table, then only I am the person who will be having access of that particular temp table. Suppose we are a team of 10 people. If I have imported that data and if I stored in a temporary table, only I can view that data. You 9 people cannot view that data. Got it? So that's why it is shown that specific to the creator and have complete availability to whom? Specific to the creator. If I am creating the temporary table, only I will be having the access for that moment. Nobody will have the access for that table. Got it? Next, types of temp tables. There are two types of temp tables. First one is a local temp table. Second one is a global temp table. Now, what is local temp table? Yeah. And what is global temp table? Okay. Great. So as its name indicates, local means it will be having access to the some specific region only. like few years ago, I think the Wayanad, sorry, not the few years ago, few months back in Kerala, in Wayanad district, flood came, right? Because of that flood, only Wayanad district got affected. That means that was a local flood. Was it a global flood? No. If everyone is getting affected, that means global. If some part of the country or some part is getting affected, that is called as local. So same way goes here, local timetable. So local timetable is identified by single hash before the name of table. So whenever I will create the local temp table, I will write single hash. So this single hash defines that table is a local temp table. You can store or you can create indexes, keys, constraints exactly like physical table in the database. Means in this local temp table, you can create indexes, keys, and constraints exactly like we create in the normal table in our database. Same functions are applied to this local temp table. Difference is that nobody will have access apart from you. Okay. The scope of local temp table is only in the session query window where it is created. That means suppose if I am creating my local temp table in this particular window here, just a minute. Somebody please get placed as soon as possible and gift me laptop. Why Manoj Kumar Raju is recording the class? Why you didn't inform me to record? Okay, Manoj Kumar, do not stop recording now. Continue the recording. Please do not stop. And everybody, if I'm not recording the class, please let me know. Okay. Manoj Kumar, please continue recording this class and still till end the class. Okay. Do not leave in between. Are you storing recordings or not? I will share you one Google form today, Google form. Fill that Google form, you will get the live class recordings video, okay? So, SQL practice, I wanted to select Jan, right? Use Jan underscore batch. What's the name? SQL Chan batch. I will execute this. Okay, now my database name should be changed. Okay, so now this is one of the query, right? Another, if I added this, then this is one of the session and this is one of the session. So suppose if I am creating my temp table in this particular session one only, then I can access that temp table in this session only. I cannot access that temp table in the second session. Got it? That is a local temp table. Now, global temp table, if I created global temp table in this session one, I can access that global temp table in all the sessions that are available here. Okay. Next, we can create a number of local temp tables with the same name in a different sessions because that local temp table is accessible in that particular session only. So if I am creating another local temp tables by the same in different sessions, it will not impact or it will not affect the name, even in the same database. Okay. We can either manually drop the temp table or it gets dropped automatically once the session is closed. That means if I am creating a local temp table here, I can manually drop followed by the table name. Or if I am, closing this session by clicking on this arrow, my local temp table will be dropped automatically. That's why its name is temporary table. Okay. So if I am closing my session, my local temp table will be dropped automatically. Okay. Next, global temp table. Global temp table is identified by the double hash. Local temp table will be identified by single hash. Same, we can create index keys and constant exactly like a physical table in the database. The scope of global temp table is across all the sessions that I told you earlier and for all users who have access to the database. That means suppose we are a team of 10 people. All 10 people are using same login credentials to connect with the databases. And if I am creating the global temp table, then all guys will be having access of that global temp table. But if I am creating local temp table, only I will be having access of that local temp table. Got it? And global temp table can be accessed across all the sessions by all the team members, whereas local temp table only can be accessed in that particular session and only by the creator. Got it? Yeah. Next, we can either manually drop the global temp table from any session or it gets dropped automatically once the parent session is closed. That means, suppose if I created global temp table in this session 1, then I can access in all the sessions here. Okay. When it comes to dropping that session or when it comes to dropping that global temp table, I can manually drop by drop followed by the global temp table name. Or suppose if I close this parent session means the session where I created my global temp table. So if I close my parent session, it will be dropped from everywhere. If I close my child sessions, it will not drop. But when I close my parent session where I created my global temp table, it will be dropped. Got it? Any doubt in this? Shall we go ahead and create a table? Yeah. So create a table followed by single hash I am giving. That means it is a local temp table and then I am following the name of table. I can give any name, but we are learning local temp table. So I am giving name as a local temp table. And this single hash is the symbol or it is a representation of local temp table. And this hash is a system defined function for local temp table. This is not user defined. I am not giving my name, local temp table name with the hash. It is a system defined. If I'm giving hash means it is a local temp table. Okay. So I'm creating a local temp table called as hash local temp table. And in this temp table, I'm trying to insert ID column. Data type is integer. Name column data type is a varchar. Then I'm trying to insert the values here. Insert into followed by table name hash local temp table ID name, and I'm inserting these 3 values here. 1 Dinesh, 2 John, 3 Stu. Now everybody knows why am I using union, all right? Do I need to explain? No. Okay, great. So let me create this local temp table. Let me execute this first. Commands completed successfully. Let me insert the data, 3 rows affected. Now if I want to view, I can view. Select star from hash local temp table. You can see I'm getting name automatically. And if I executed this, I can get this local temp table. Now this is a local temp table. Can I access that table in another session? Let's see. It's giving me error by showing invalid object name local temp table. Got it? Though I'm working in the same database, you can see same database I'm working, right? But it's showing that invalid object name. So this is the beauty of local temp table. And where it gets stored? Let me expand this. In the temp table, if I expand it, let me refresh it once. Databases. Then system defined databases. Then in this temp table, let me click on this temporary tables and you can see this is the temporary table. Got it? And if you see the name, by the name it's stored here. It's stored with dbo dot followed by hash and name of table. And name of table is followed by infinite underscore. Infinite, I will not say, there is some number of underscores, and then at the end there are some digits. So when the local temp table is getting stored in the temp data or temp DB, temporary database, then it gets stored with some anonymous name. Everyone will be having different name. It will be starting with dbo.hash local temp table, but followed by many underscore and some digits, and it will be different for all. So encrypted name is given to this temp table so that nobody can access it. Got it? Yeah. So create this temp table and let me know once it is done. Okay, then shall I go ahead? Great. So if I want to drop the local temp table, I can drop it by using this command, drop table followed by the table name, or if I close this session, it will be dropped. Okay. Now, how should I drop? Shall I write drop table and drop it, or shall I close the session? Drop it. Okay, I will close the session so that you guys can see. Okay. I close the session. Okay. Now, if I view my database, let me refresh it. Temp table. In the temporary tables, can you see that table available here? No, it's not available. It got dropped. Okay. Okay. So next we will go ahead with the global temp table. So let's create a global temp table. And to create a global temp table, we need to write double hash before that table. So create table, double hash, global temp table. I'm giving the name as a global temp table. You can give any name, followed by the column names, ID, integer, name, varchar, and I'm giving character length as 100. And then I'm inserting these details here, okay? And let me execute this. Got executed, got inserted. Let me view my table now. Select star from global temp table. If I execute it, this is the table. I got it. Okay. Now, what is the beauty of global temp table? That it can be accessed in all the sessions, right? So let me select second another session and let me execute it. It's getting accessed. Let me open next session and let me see if I can access it here. You can see I can access. Next, let me show you where it's getting stored. In temp tables, in temporary tables, you can see the global temp table here got stored. DBO dot hash hash global temp table. And the difference is that when we were storing local temp table, that time some encrypted name was coming there. But when we are storing global temp table, can you see any encrypted name? No, there is no encrypted name available here because it should be accessed by all, right? So there is no point of encrypting that table. In local time table, it should not be accessed by others, but in global time table, it should be accessed by others. So that's why it will not give any encrypted name. So these are the 3 to 4 major differences between global time table and local time table. Now, how can I drop it? I will write drop table followed by the table name, or if I drop my parent session, this will be dropped automatically. There are two ways to drop our global temp table. Got it? Yeah. So if you want to, guys, you can just change this create table, copy the previous local temp table, just change this name, let the here also change the name and give the same values, and here also change the name. That's it.
Sir, sir,
Yes, I.
by closing the session, global temp table also drops, sir, the table.
While closing the session,
For local temporary table, what we did is by closing the session, it will be dropped, no, sir, the table.
just give me a minute. Let me remove this projector. I'm not able to hear you.
Can I?
Yeah. Now tell me. Now tell me. I can hear you now.
Sir, to drop the table, we just close the session, no, sir, for local temporary table.
Yes.
Just like that for global temporary table also, sir. By closing the session, it means that we drop the table or.
Yeah. So for the global temporary table, you can write a query to drop the table, or you can close the parent session. Parent session means the
Parent
session
session.
where we created. So if I want to drop this global temp table, I can click on this
Yes, sir.
so that it will be closed automatically, or I will write the syntax to close it, drop table followed by global temp table name. Got it?
So in other sessions,
It
if
will
you
be dropped
close.
automatically. Okay, let me show you. Let me show you. Okay. What am I doing here? I'm dropping my global temp table. Okay.
Yes.
Dropped. Now I cannot access in any other session because it's dropped. Okay. It's showing invalid
Okay.
object name. If I try to access here also, it will show me invalid session name. Got it?
Yes.
Object
Okay,
name.
got it.
Any other person, anyone is having any doubt? Saisha?
No, sir.
Okay. Sai Dinesh? Nobody is having any doubt? Shall I go ahead then?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So this was about the global time table. Now let's learn. Suppose what I want to do, I'm already having my employee table, right? It's not connected. Okay. Now is it connected? Now it's connected. Is it? Yeah. So I'm having this employee table in my database. What I want to do, I want to perform some operations on my employee table, but I don't want to store those operations in my employee table. Means I'm just trying, I'm just figuring out that these things will work on or not. So what I want to do, I want to take all the data from my physical table employee and store into some local temp table. The same data I want to do that. so that I can perform some operations and I can see whether it's working for my table or not. So how can I do it? Simple, the way we were copying our data in a table, or when the way we were creating a backup of our table. We will write select star into followed by a new table name. If suppose I am writing only employee data, then it will become a physical table in my database. If I want to create a local temp table and store all the values from this employee table, I will follow it with single hash. If I want to create a global temp table, I will write it as a double hash. Okay, so same thing, if I want to copy the data from the source table into the temp table, then we will write a syntax like select star into followed by the table name from physical table name. Got it? Yeah. Now, if I want to drop the same, I will follow drop table, or if I close that session, it will be dropped automatically. Got it? Yeah. So next point is having lot of importance, table variable. Now we are moving towards advanced SQL. Okay. Now we are moving towards advanced SQL. Basic things are finished now. How to create table, how to view the table, how to view particular columns, how to update the values, how to alter a table, how to create global temp table and local temp table. Now we are moving towards little advanced level. Okay, that was a beginner level SQL that we have completed. Okay, now we will see what are the table variable. Okay, so table variable is only inside the query batch where it is created or initialized. Batch is a single or multiple line of SQL statements that are run together. Now, table variable is having scope only inside the query or batch it is created. That means, suppose I'm having one table. For example, I'm having this employee table. And what I need to do, I want to create one variable. I want to create one variable. Now, what is the meaning of variable? That variable we can equate with the physical value. That variable I can equate with a physical value. And these table variables we will be using a lot of times when we will create stored procedure, when we will create, from system defined functions, when we will create views and common table expressions. So that's why these table variables are important. That means scope of variable is only inside the query. That means if suppose I'm writing this query, the scope of this @ID variable, this is a table variable, is only inside this query. Outside this query, nobody will, identify who is this @ID. Table variable is like a गली का कुत्ता, okay? गली के बाहर उसको कोई नहीं पहचानता, ठीक है? So this is how we can see the table variable. And to declare a table variable, we need to write a syntax called as declare. This is a keyword declare followed by @ and then name of variable. Okay, so here I'm declaring a table variable called as ID. How can I declare? I will write declare keyword followed by @ followed by name of that variable. Okay, so let me tell you. Let me explain you. Okay, so what am I doing here? I want to declare. So to declare, I am having keyword called as declare followed by @. Like this @ is a system defined function. Okay, like hash was creating local temp table, double hash was creating global temp table. Like this way, if declare is followed by this @, it is creating variable. Okay, so I'm creating variable called as ID, then I'm giving data type as a integer. Okay, then I want to set that ID, so I will write as a set @ID is equal to 5. Then I can write like anywhere. Suppose where I want to set this ID, where employee ID is equal to 6. Employee ID is equal to 6. So what will happen? It is setting the ID @5. Where is it setting? It is setting at where employee ID is equal to 6. So just I wanted to make you understand how we can declare the variables. How we can declare? We will write declare followed by @ name of that variable followed by the data type. Okay. Yeah. So let's take one example here. Okay. So while declaring, I can declare a single value or I can declare a multiple values. Okay. Even if you see in this example, first I declare the single value, then I have declared the multiple values. If I remove this comment, then you can see I declare this @name varchar 100. What this @ will do? This @ will route that value to this name function or the name column, whatever we are creating there, or the name variable that we are creating. Got it? So while declaring, I can declare single value or I can declare multiple value. Even I can declare complete table also. If I want to create a new table, okay, by using this table variable, I will write keyword called as declare followed by @table variable. Okay, and @table variable is followed by the table. Got it? So this is the table variable I am declaring. Table value variable means I am creating a table by using the variables. So to create any table, it should be followed by the name of columns. So I'm giving here column as a ID followed by data type integer. Second, I'm giving here name followed by data type varchar. Okay. Then I'm trying to insert the values here. Then same way we can insert the values we were inserting in our physical table. Insert into followed by the table variable name @table variable I'm giving, then columns ID and name, then I'm inserting these values. So let me execute this and show you. I'm declaring a table variable called as like declare. This is the name of my table variable. Okay. I can give any name, but it should start with the @. I can give any name here. It should start with the @. And as I'm declaring the table variable, it should be followed by the table. Then only my SQL will understand this is a table variable where it can understand to take these columns there. Got it? So first column is a ID column followed by data type integer. Second column is a name followed by data type and varchar. Then I'm inserting the values in my table variable. Insert into @table variable followed by column names ID name, and then select one method. I use the select method to insert these values. So let me execute this. Then let me execute this. You can see it's not getting executed. Why it's not getting executed? The first point, scope of variable is only inside that query or batch where it is created or initialized. Outside that box, it is not having any value. Even though I am creating this table called as @table variable and I'm executing it, this is getting executed. But if I try to insert the value separately, I am not able to insert the value separately because it is coming outside of the scope. So if I want to insert these values, then I need to select all and then I need to execute. Now 3 rows are affected. That means these 3 records are stored in this @table variable. And if I try to fetch the values, select star from @table variable. What do you think? Will I get the output or not? No, I will not get the output because it's coming out of the scope. If I want to execute, I need to select till here. Select till declaring the value, declaring the table variable till execution of the table variable. If I execute, now I can see. Got it? Any doubt in this? No. Now let's see whether this table variable declared table is getting stored in our database or not. Now in which database I am working? SQL_Jan_batch. So let me expand my object explorer. Let me refresh once. Then in the databases. Can you see the database added table variable here? No. That means it is having scope in that particular query only, even it is not getting stored in our database. Even it is not getting stored in our database. So anywhere, if I want to view the records from this table variable table, can I copy and can I fetch it? Can I fetch it like this? No. Can I fetch from here another session? No. To fetch the table variable records, I need to select this complete thing and then I need to execute. Got it? But when I'm declaring the variable, when I'm declaring the variable, got it? Any doubt in this? Suppose you came to me and you want the access of some particular table. Okay, but I don't want to give the complete access to you. I want to hide some data. Then what I can do, I can create a table variable, and while creating the table variable, then I will give the access of this particular columns only. Okay, and I will share this complete code. So it will restrict you. You every time if you want to see, you need to copy paste all the code again and want to see. So it will be hectic for you. So you will get the temporary kind of access only. Got it? So any doubt in this table variables? No? Okay. We need to move towards the most important topic, functions. There are two types of functions. One is a system defined function. Another is a, what is the meaning of system defined function? The functions that are already available in the SQL, those functions are called as system defined functions. The functions that are already available. Like the declare is a function. That is a system defined. Have I written any code to give that? No. Set is a system defined. Alter is a system defined. Drop is a system defined. So all these functions are the system defined functions. Got it? Yeah. Whatever, while writing a SQL query, whatever you will get in the blue and purple color, that is a system defined function. Blue and purple color. Black means we are creating that. Okay. If you view any query here, you can see this is a blue. That means it is a system defined. If I write here, select get date and close this. Now it's showing in a which color? Purple color, right? If I executed this, it will give me current date. What is the current date? 10th February 2025 and time is 10:58:59. Now this is in the purple color. Purple and blue color all are the system defined functions. What are the system defined functions? How can you see it? Okay. Then in the system defined functions are further divided into the two types. One is a scalar function, another is a aggregate function. Now what is the meaning of scalar function? It will return output in a single form. It will return output in a single form. Aggregate function means like we will be having a complete data and it will aggregate that. That means if I want to take a sum, taking sum means I'm adding many numbers there, right? Number of numbers I'm adding, and in the output I'm getting only one aggregated value. These are called as aggregate function. Then next, user defined function. In the user defined function, we can create scalar function and also we can create table valued function. Creating scalar function means it will return how many outputs? One output. Creating table valued function means in table there may be many columns, there might be many records. Got it? So we can create this scalar valued function and also we can create this table valued function. Table valued functions are further divided into the two types. One is a inline table valued function and another is a multi-line table valued function. And we will see it in the tomorrow's class. Got it? Any doubt in this? I'm wishing to continue, but I'm having another batch at 11 a.m. And this is the day first for them, so I can't continue for the longer hours. But everybody is understanding whatever I'm teaching. Any doubt in this? No doubt? Okay, so today I will share one Google form. Please fill that Google form. From that Google form, I will get your email IDs and I will give you the access of all the live classes recordings that are getting stored on the Google Drive. Okay? Yeah. So then see you tomorrow. Have I shared this module 3? No, I will share right now. Okay? Yeah. Thank you so much for joining this class. Have a good day. Munish Kumar, thank you for recording this class.